wisdom, it's as if loneliness wraps around me in a way I can't understand. Even when I'm surrounded by other people, this feeling of emptiness persists. Sometimes it's as if there's a hole inside of me that no matter how hard I try to fill it, it never fully fills. Why do I feel this way every time I'm without someone by my side? What can I do to heal this feeling of loneliness? How can I overcome this emptiness that keeps haunting me?
The loneliness you feel, this deep and overwhelming emptiness, can have many origins, and it didn't appear overnight. Perhaps it is a reflection of how you relate to others, or even how you've learned to relate to yourself. The pain of loneliness doesn't come just from the lack of company, but from the lack of connection with oneself. So before moving forward, I need to ask you a question. How is your self-worth? Do you value yourself? Do you take care of yourself in a genuine way? Or do you always place others ahead of your own emotional well-being? Self-worth is the process of recognizing your intrinsic value, regardless of any external circumstances. It is practiced when you decide to treat yourself with the same love, respect, and care that you would offer to the person you love the most in the world. When you begin to see yourself as worthy, whole, and capable, your self-esteem grows, and loneliness becomes less intense. Practicing self-love is understanding that you are enough, and that your happiness doesn't depend on another person, but on your own relationship with yourself. When you love and value yourself, loneliness gradually loses its power because you feel whole within yourself. This pain you feel when you are alone is not just a physical absence. It's the absence of being present with yourself. Loneliness arises when you lose yourself externally, when you confuse self-love with the need for someone else to validate your existence. Why do you allow yourself to live this lack? Why has the presence of another become so necessary, so urgent, more than your own presence? This pain, this incessant search for another being, may be a reflection of your inability to fully embrace yourself. Does it not hurt more to be so absent from yourself? The path to overcoming loneliness in love begins with reconnecting with yourself. Before seeking the company of another, seek your own. How? Through self-care, through self-love. You need to learn to value your own company before you can value someone else's. Learn to appreciate your own presence. Spend time on activities that bring you pleasure and satisfaction. Hobbies, exercise, meditation. Cultivate your mind, your body, your soul. True love starts with self-love. Loneliness only heals when you understand that you are not dependent on another person to feel complete. There are no magic formulas, and there is no rush. The process is gradual and natural. As you begin to take care of yourself, by giving yourself what you expect from others, loneliness begins to dissipate. And over time, you realize you don't need anyone to feel whole. This doesn't mean you should distance yourself from the love of others, but rather that, first, you need to be capable of being your own love. Let me tell you a parable to illustrate this. The parable of the garden and the seed. Once upon a time, there was a gardener who held a small seed in his hands. He planted it with great care and attention, but looking at the garden from a distance, the gardener began to worry. The seed wasn't growing as fast as he wanted. He wanted the plant to grow quickly, but the soil seemed stagnant. The water didn't seem sufficient, and the sun seemed ineffective. Then he thought, if the seed doesn't grow now, I won't have anything to harvest. But time passed, and instead of despairing, the gardener began to focus on taking care of himself. He learned to wait. He cultivated the soil, worked with patience, and learned to nurture the earth. He didn't rush the process. When he stopped looking incessantly at the seed and began focusing on his own well-being, the plant started growing on its own. It slowly thrived, with deep roots, becoming strong and independent. The gardener learned that when he took care of himself, the plant naturally flourished. So it is with you. When you begin to care for yourself in a genuine and deep way, your self-love grows and flourishes. Don't rush things, because the time needed for healing will come. There's no need to force it. When you allow yourself to be whole within yourself, your relationships with others become fuller and more meaningful. If you feel ready to take this step toward self-worth and self-love, know that you are not alone in this process. The journey of healing is yours, and it begins now. If this content resonated with you, subscribe, share this video, and leave your comment below. Let us know how you are starting to reconnect with yourself and your true essence.